Good evening, friends. How are you? Komada. People, can you hear me? Loud and clear. You hear me? Do you hear me? Yes? Okay. What I can see is the mic is muted here. Anyway, glad if you can hear. I think it's slightly different setting. Komada, I think, did you go to school? What's happening these days, guys? What's happening these days? You have term test. Do you have term test? You have term test these days? Yeah? Do you have term test? How many of you have term test? Please raise your hand up. How many of you are having term test? No one. Only one. One person. Who's that? Dehimi. Dehimi. De Dehami. Sorry. Dahami. Sorry, Dahami. Apologize for that. Dahami. Yes, you have exams. Term test. Only one student. Neither. I heard that, what is that, FWC? Some people said FWC is near. When you have FWC term test over, is it over? People, FWC over. All right, people, our today's aim is to discuss that water potential part little bit. A quick the discussion, right? I don't want to go into all questions, but thought like some students have like not so confident in the water potential. So I'll be taking the calculations and then helping you to revise that part little bit. People, paper 5. What about the situation of paper 5? How many of you submit paper 5 for marking? How many of you submit paper 5 for marking? 3 people. Is that all 3? Only 3. Venuk, 4. That's poor, ne? That's poor, ne? So what are you going to do with that? So answer the paper. I'm going to be strict on this paper, right, in future. So I'll be like checking, right, that we'll see. People, we have to discuss this water potential. What do you all do in school if you are schooling? What do you all do in school? Did you start unit 5? Animalia? Still doing unit 4? Give me a small information. Yes, people, you started unit 4, unit 5, unit 4. Where? Nuha, where? Unit 4, where? Sir, not going, sir. No, sir, going to start unit 4. Vascular tissues, all right. Okay, soon from coming Saturday, we'll start people unit 5. So we go parallel with 2 sections then, right? We'll start unit 5. I think we can start phloem transport soon after finishing that with the plant nutrition, parallel with the plant nutrition. Oh no, maybe we'll finish plant nutrition and then we'll start, right? I'll give you the materials anyway. Okay, Water potential, water potential, ability of water to move is the water potential, right? So water can go from place to another place. So what drives water from one place to another? You learn two facts are going to affect people on water potential. Those two factors are solutes can drive water and pressure can drive water. So solutes and pressure, they determine water potential. So you learn this setup, right? When you have a semi-permeable membrane here, this is a semi-permeable membrane. You don't need this setup, but this is more clear. You can even take not a YouTube or something different. So this is better. When you have solutes, this side we have water, just pure water only. When you have pure water, right, then you know people, the water potential of pure water, we set it to 0, right. You know, we have considered here 1 atm pressure, 1 atm pressure, and we also have considered 25 degrees Celsius temperature. So under 1 atm, 25 degrees Celsius temperature, the value of potential, value of water, we set to 0, right. So when we don't have extra pressure above 1 atm, and when we don't have any temperature difference, right, and when the temperature is 25, we take, it's a standard level. So at that condition, those conditions, water potential is 0. I hope this is clear. This is very important thing that you have to memorize. What is that, people? When the temperature is 25 and when 1 atm pressure, the potential of water under that condition is now equal to 0, right? Okay, so that is going to be 0. That is going to be 0. All right, people. So if you consider something a setup with extra pressure, now let's assume, people, on the other side you put 2 atm pressure. On the other side 2 atm pressure acts, right? I mean total 2 atm pressure. That means 1 atm extra. So here we have 1 atm plus extra 1 atm, extra 1 atm. Now you can see that, people, this side water potential cannot be 0. That has to be greater or lesser than 0. Come on, answer my question, my dear students. My dear students, can you answer my question? Is it then, what do you say about it? Higher or lesser? Right? 1 atm 25 degrees Celsius, right? We took, people, water potential as 0. Extra 1 atm you add. Then what is it going to be? Is it going to be 0 or greater than 0? It's going to be higher than 0, right? So therefore, one of the factor that determines water potential is pressure. You add pressure, more pressure, water potential rises. Second factor, right? Now let's assume, people, this side is only under 1 atm pressure. So there is the normal pressure, no extra pressure. But if you have solutes on this side, when you have solutes on this side, some solutes present, now what happens? Solutes decreases the number of availability of water, free water molecule, and their availability is reduced by solute. Solute attracts water. It's a celebrity. The solutes are like celebrity for water, right? So what happened, people? Ability of water to move here and there, the free water availability decreases with solute. So what happened now for this side, people? Even if water molecules are there, they like to stay close to the solute without running here and there freely. So what happens now for the water potential on this side? water potential decreases. Ability of water to move now reduces due to presence of solutes. So when solutes are present, what happens to the water potential? Water potential decreases. So therefore, you have to understand now pressure is increasing the ability of water to move. The water potential change due to pressure factor we say psi p. What is psi p, people? Pressure potential. Pressure potential. What is pressure potential? That is the contribution given by pressure to change water potential. On the other hand, we can see people, on the other hand, we can see that concentration affects on water potential too. When some solutes are added, they are actually changing water potential. This solute determined change of water potential is the solute potential. Solute potential. Solute potential is the water potential change due to solute. Water potential change due to solute, right, is a solute potential. Therefore, you have to understand this solute potential. This solute potential is a negative parameter because it actually decreases water potential, and pressure potential can be either positive or negative. It can be either positive or negative. It can be either positive. This can be a positive parameter. Sometimes people, it can even be a negative parameter. Positive or negative parameter. But for sure, solute potential is always negative. Solute potential is always negative. So when you want to find water potential, right, therefore you have to use this equation. My students, what is the equation? Water potential is equal to solute potential plus pressure potential. You can use this equation freely. Can use this equation freely. Can use it freely on a solution as well as on a cell. You can use it freely on a solution as well as you can use this on a cell. Is that clear? Is that clear? So simple, right? This is one of the simplest equation that you know, right? So you have to use this, and then people, all these questions are based on this simple, very simple water potential equation. So you can find water potential of a system, you can find water potential of a solution using this equation. So let's take people, let's take a solution and let's find people water potential of a solution. Let's find water potential of a solution. All right. So very simple equation. Very simple equation. Eh? Right. Let's see. You have a solution, open solution like this. Let's assume this one has pure water, nothing else but just pure water, right? And then the system is under 25 degrees Celsius, and also students, this is now under 1 atm pressure. 1 atm pressure. 1 atm pressure. Right? This is under 1 atm pressure. So we can use that equation. What is that? Psi is equal psi s plus psi p. Now in this sort of open system, when 1 atm acts on it, there is no extra pressure above 1 atm, isn't it? The system does not have any extra pressure, right? So don't use that H rho g and then try to calculate people any pressure component here. No use, right? We don't have to apply that, right? we are not going to like measure the different pressure values in the top and the bottom, because we are talking about people very small systems, right, small volumes, right, cells and other stuff we discuss here. So, we do not have a depth, of course, right. So, therefore, do not apply, right, your O level knowledge here and then just take it like that. So, this system is under 1 atm pressure. So, no extra pressure. So, we can take this as 0. And then people, in this system, no solutes available, everything is just pure water. So, that therefore, no solutes, its contribution is 0. So, what you know about the water potential here, this system water potential is therefore 0. But now these things are going to change, people. These things are going to change when you add a solute to this medium. Let's assume, people, this is now 0.1 m solution. Let's take this one as 0.1 m solution. Now they have given concentration. They have given concentration, right? In examination, in questions, they will give you the relationship between concentration and psi s. They have to give you C and psi s relationship, right? These two values are proportional. Concentration and psi s is proportional. They say 0.1 m is equal to minus 0.23 megapascal psi s value, right? So, you can use that, you can use it. This is standard, but when standard value is there, you use it, people. In the question, if they have not given the concentration psi s relationship, you can use this value. Otherwise, you use the given value. You have to have that discipline, right? Read the question carefully, and then you have to use the question data, right? Without using your own data, you have to go on based on the question data, right? So, let us see that, people. 0.1 m is minus 0.23. What is that? Psi s value. So, this solution psi s, you have a calculation minus 0.23 megapascal. So, we are using that water potential equation once again. Psi is equal psi s plus psi p. Psi s value, now you know psi p of this system is 0 because it is still under 1 atm pressure. So, therefore, water potential is equal minus 0.23 megapascal. Psi p is 0, right, people. So, you can find 0.1 m solution, water potential is this much. This cannot be difficult, this is something very simple, right. Suppose they give you a solution 0.2 m. Suppose they give you a solution 0.2 m. Now you have to come here, 0.1 m is this much, how much is 0.2? So you can find that 0.2 m psi s value minus 0.23 divided by 0.1 into 0.2 m. You can cut this to this is 2 times, neither. So, minus 0.46 megapascal, minus 0.46 megapascal. So, here, people, we know that this value is now minus 0.46 megapascal. So, you apply it here, minus 0.46 megapascal is the water potential value. Still, you know, people, this system is under 1 atm, so the pressure is 0. Suppose I ask you to calculate, Dinura, suppose I ask you to calculate the solute potential value of 0.25 m. Now you have to find, people, for 0.25 m, 0.25 m psi s value. So, not for 0.2, but you have to find it for 0.25 m. So, this is actually 2.5 times. So, you multiply this value by 2.5 You multiply it by 2.5. So what do you get then? Can someone help me? What is the value of 0.25? 46, 46, 56, 57 neither. 0.57, right people? Minus 0.57 megapascal, right? So this value now comes to minus 0.57 megapascal. So you can apply that here, minus 0.57 megapascals, right people? That is the first pattern. When you solving water potential questions, you must know this. You must know this, how to find water potential of a solution when particular concentration is given. We did some practicals people based on this. So this is important for later to understand the practicals also, right? To understand the practicals, this is important, right people? So because we did potato tube, right, determining water potential of potato tube, determining water potential of alocasia leaf stalk, determining water potential of royo epidermal peels, like that we did some. Every time people, we have immersed the tissue in a particular solution and we found the water potential of the outer solution at the isotonic stage, and then we calculated that water potential of the outer solution and we said people, outer solution water potential is the water potential of the cell in that question pattern, right? So knowing this part is going to be really helpful. Knowing this part is going to be really helpful for your calculations. Hope this is clear. Hope this is clear, right? Now let me go to a question to help you to calculate water potential of a cell. I'm going to help you to calculate water potential of a cell. Now we calculated the water potential of a solution. We learned the method to do it. Water potential of the solution. Let me help you to find water potential of a cell. Right, cell is a small system. Cell is a small system. Look at this. This is a cell, a small system. It is a small system people with solute and pressure. So let me take solute potential here is minus 1660 kilopascal is the solute potential. Don't worry, they won't give you the cell concentration. They will not ask you to find the solute potential by giving the cytoplasm concentration, right? I don't think they will do it because cell cytoplasm has very different types of sugar solutions. Sorry, very different types of solutes are there, right? So it's not that practical to talk about particular concentration there. Rather than they will give you people straight away the solute potential, and then people suppose the pressure is also given, psi p is given plus 300 kilopascal. If they ask you to find the water potential is equal psi s plus psi p. You apply it here, minus 1660 plus 300, and then you can get the answer here, minus 1360 kilopascals is going to be the cell water potential. So you can use that equation for a cell. Simple, nahi? You can use the water potential equation on a cell and you can calculate that. You can calculate it. Simple. Right. So I have given this question people on page number 2. Question number 2 of your tutorial. Page number 2. Question number 2. Question. So I am moving to next page. Page number 4. Question number 10. Page number 4. Question number 10. So I have given different values there. I have given different values. So let me see. I have given psi psi water potential is minus 1.5. I think it's given in megapascals, megapascal, and then psi S is minus 1.75 megapascal, 1.75 megapascal. The question is psi p, the value of psi p. So you can assign this equation here, assign these values to the equation psi is equal to psi s plus psi p, but the important thing is apply the values first and then people simplify. Some students simplify the equation and then finally they apply value. Don't do that because you can make mistakes with that. So therefore this is it, and then you can subject psi p now. When you subject psi p, you get people 0.25 megapascal as the value of the water potential, as the value of the pressure of this system. So very simple question, right? Not difficult at all, not difficult, shape, right? Then people are moving to page number 5, question number 11, page 5, question number 11. So we learn a new pattern there, right? We learn a new pattern there. What you learn? The measuring of water potential of two nearby cells at the equilibrium. How to measure water potential when two cells present nearby? How do you measure the equilibrium water potential? One cell is minus 2, one cell has a water potential of minus 2, the other cell has minus 3 water potential. Let's assume people the value is given as in megapascals, right? Let's assume it simple like that. Maybe these two values are too high, but just forget about it, right? So we measure the water potential at the equilibrium. So when two cells given and when you are asked to find the equilibrium water potential, you have to do something very simple at these two values and then divide by 2. So means you are getting now average water potential minus 2 plus minus 3 and then divide by 2, and then you have minus 5 divided by 2 is minus 2.5, minus 2.5 megapascal. We can take that as a equilibrium water potential. So when two cells present, when the cells are nearby, then you can get the average. That's so simple, right? Get the average. So we did people this type of set of questions based on this type. Page number 5, question number 12. Page number 5, question 12. Page number 5, question 12 people, without giving water potential straight away, they have given data for you to find water potential. So it can be even like this, isn't it people? They won't give you the water potential, but they will give you people data to find water potential. Now for an example, they have given psi s is equal minus 1200, I think kilopascal the value, and then people psi p is given people 500 kilopascal, 500. So these two data is going to help you to find out water potential. So you can find water potential minus 1200 plus 500 kilopascal. So you get minus 700 kilopascals as the water potential of the cell A. This is cell A. Then you can do the calculation for cell B. You can do the calculation for cell B. Cell B, the given values psi s minus 1600 kilopascals and psi p they have given 600 kilopascals. So based on this you can find water potential minus 1600 plus 600, and then you have people minus 1000 kilopascals, right? Now how do you find? You got the water potential of cell A, you got the water potential of cell B. Now how do you find the equilibrium water potential at those two values and divide by 2? Why you are dividing by 2? Because there are 2 cells. Suppose there are 3 cells available at all 3 values, divide by 3. So now we have only 2. So water potential at the equilibrium is equal lamai minus 700 plus minus 1000 divide by 2. Again, 850 minus 850 kilopascals. Minus 850 kilopascals. Right? Minus 850 kilopascals. So that's another different type of question, slightly different, but it's the same principle here. 2 cells are there. Finding water potential between the equilibrium water potential is by taking the average. By taking the average. Done, isn't it? Right? Now people, the same pattern questions, they advance little bit by asking you to find the water potential, asking you to find the pressure potential at the equilibrium. Now in these questions, the very important thing that you have to keep in mind is the solute potential is going to remain unchanged because the nearby cells are not going to exchange solutes, right? So what did I said now? There is a very important thing that you have to keep in mind, right? These 2 cells, according to the water potential, they will exchange water. Now, for example, this cell is having minus 700 water potential. This cell has minus 1000 water potential. So, who has more water now? Can someone tell me from A and B cells, who has more water? Who has more water? Who has more water? 0 is like more water, ne? Minus 1 is less than 0, ne? Minus 2 is further lower. Minus 100 is very lower, right? So minus 700 compared to that, minus 1000 is lower. That means minus 700 is higher, is having more water. So if you decide people, the direction of the flow of water, it has to flow from A to B. It has to flow from A to B. Someone is owing 700 to me, another one is owing 1000 rupees to me, right? Then who has more money now? If somebody asks who has more money, the person who owes 700 has more money because his debt is less, isn't it? Compared to the minus 1000. So therefore, we can see that this person is having more money, right? Even if the person does not have any money, his debts are less, isn't it? His debts are less. So this is the same phenomena here. So we take people, the direction of water potential, based on that, water is going to move from here to here. But keep in mind strongly, right, that there is no solute flow between the cells. These 2 systems don't exchange pressure also. So if you try to average the solute, that is wrong. If you try to average this 500, 600 pressure and then get the mid value 550 as the answer of the final pressure, that is wrong, right? Right? Only the students who doesn't know anything about the water potential is going to do like that, but the educated people are not going to do it because they know how to do it, right? You can't find the pressure on that way. Solutes are going to remain unchanged because you know people, between the nearby cells there is no exchange of solutes. They don't exchange solutes. What they only exchange is water. So what you can only average is water potential. What you can only average is water potential. I think that's now very clear, right? What is that? You can only average, average water potential. Do not average psi s o psi p. Don't average psi s o psi p. You have to recalculate. You know people, when water flows from A cell to B, cell B is going to inflate. Parallelly, cell A is going to deflate. So therefore, the pressure values of these two cells are going to change. This cell is already having 600 pressure at the beginning. So, when you get some extra water coming this side, this pressure has to elevate. And then people, this cell is having already 500 pressure, and then as that pressure comes down, right, this pressure has to come down as water loses to the other side. So, the final pressure is going to be less than 500. Now, when you average people, you get both the cells 550. No, that is wrong then. That is wrong, right. So, this pressure is going to come down, this pressure is going to increase. So, we have to recalculate. Now, you know these things. What are those things, people? You know psi s, since the cells do not exchange solute, the starting and the final psi s has to stay unchanged. Is that clear? What is that? Starting and final psi s unchanged. Starting and the final psi s has to remain same without any change. So, it is easy. You know the equilibrium water potential. You know psi s is going to remain same without changing. You have to calculate pressure. So, how do you do that? Apply the equation one more time, right. Water potential at the equilibrium, psi s plus psi p, right. Water potential at the equilibrium is minus 850. You got it from there. You got that from here. Psi s is the same value, minus 1200. Psi p is the value that you want to find. So, you can find psi p. How do you find psi p? Right, minus plus 1200 minus 850. What is that value? 150, 350, right people? 350 kilopascals. 350 kilopascals. You see the value is 350, not 550 people, right? This is 350. So, you do the same thing for the other side. You do the same thing for the other side. Let me show you that. I will erase this and I will show you the new water potential for this cell. Psi is equal psi s plus psi p. Psi is minus 850, 850. Psi s plus psi p. Right, sorry, psi s you know. What is the psi s value? Minus 1600. Minus 1600 plus psi p. So, you know psi p value now. What is the psi p? What is psi p? 1600 minus 850, right. So, that is people 750, am I correct? Kilopascals, 750 kilopascals. I think it is correct, 750 kilopascal positive. So, it is not 550 or both, isn't it? If you average these two values, you are going to get 550. That is very, very, very primitive, poor elementary type calculation. So, now you know people how to get the equilibrium pressure potential when two cells given. Very simple, you do advanced calculations for physics and all. So, I think these things are very, very primitive for you. And then people will do one more question to clear out this. One more question to clear out this. I will erase the board. There is another good question given. There is another good question given in page number 7. Page number 7, question number 15 of the tutorial. Page number 7, question number 15 of the tutorial. Please check that. Please check that. Right. Let me write that question. Question number 15. This is the question. You are once again given two cells. Once again you are given two cells. psi s is minus 1350 kilopascals, and then people psi p is 350, psi p is 350 kilopascals. So you can find out the water potential here. Water potential is psi s plus psi p. So you can find water potential minus 1350 plus 350 is minus 1000 kilopascals. This side we get minus 1000 kilopascals. Then people, the other side we have psi s minus 1650 psi p value. Psi p value is again 350. So we apply the water potential equation, psi is equal to psi s plus psi p. Kiyadalamai minus 1650 plus 350 minus 1300 kilopascals, right? Minus 1300 kilopascals. Now what you have to find? You have to find people equilibrium water potential. Now you know water potential of these two cells. Let me take this one as cell A, the other one as cell B, the other one as cell B, right? A and B cells. And then what is the direction of flowing of water? What's the direction of flowing of water? Who has more depth? 1350 is more depth than 1000, isn't it? So who's having more water? Cell A has more water. So what is the direction of flow of water? A to B once again. So as water flow, this side pressure from 350 has to increase. This side pressure from 350 has to decrease, isn't it? Right. So let's see people how to calculate the water potential at the equilibrium. Equilibrium water potential is the total of these two water potential, right, and the average, isn't it? So we add them. This is going to be 2600 divided by 2, 2600 divided by 2, 2600 divided by 2, that comes to Kedalamai 1300, 2300 divided by 2, ne? 2300 divided by 2, so 1150 kilopascals. 1000 minus, ne? Minus 1150 kilopascals is the value. So what we do now, you know, you can't, you have to find the final pressure. So you can't take these two values and the average, then it's going to be 350, ne? Because you know these two cells are not exchanging solutes, so that the starting and the final solute potential values are going to be same, no change for that. So we'll use those solute potential values and this as the final water potential. To do the calculation once again, water potential is equal psi s plus psi p. This is minus 1150 plus 150 is equal psi. Okay, I don't have enough space to write it here. Take it a little lower. Minus 1150 is equal minus 1350 plus psi p. So you can take the psi p as the subject. What's the value? Psi p is going to be 200. Am I correct, people? 200, neither. 200 kilopascals psi p, right? And then for the other side, if you work it out, water potential equation, psi is equal psi s plus psi p. Oops, psi is equal psi s plus psi p, right? And then this is minus 1150. Psi s value is minus 1650 plus psi p. So you can recalculate psi p. Psi p is 650, 150, 500 plus 500 kilopascals, isn't it? Now if you take the average, this is 350, this is 350, when you take the average, it won't make any difference. So you understand now, you can't average, instead you have to recalculate. You have to recalculate. Hope this is clear, right? When two cells given, nearby two cells given, how do you work out the water potential? Then people, we are coming to the next section of our discussion, that is how to find the water potential when a cell is immersed in a solution. How to find the equilibrium water potential when a cell is immersed in a solution. That's a completely different type of calculation. That is totally different type of calculation. Hope you are right in focus. You have studied the above couple of patterns easily, right? This is people the final water potential calculation type, right? What happens when you immersed a particular cell in a solution? Let's go to the simplest question of this type by taking pure water. We take pure water. This is pure water. You know water potential of pure water. Water potential of pure water is 0. Right? And then I'm taking a cell. Right? And then this cell has some values. It is having water potential of minus 1100. It is having a pressure potential of 200. So the water potential is given, pressure potential is given. What we doesn't know is the solute potential. What we doesn't know is the solute potential. So you can find the solute potential of this cell. Why don't you apply the equation psi is equal psi s plus psi p, and then psi is minus 1100. Psi s is 2. Psi s is what you have to find now. Psi s is what is unknown. This is 200. So psi s you can subject. This 200 become minus 200. So it become minus 1300 kilopascals. Minus 1300 kilopascals. Now you found solute potential of the cell. Now you know solute potential of the cell. What is that value? Minus 1300. So you drop that cell here in this solution. You put that cell in this solution. So psi s of the solution is minus 1300, my dear. Right? The other facts, solute potential and the pressure potential is now going to change, because here you have dropped the cell in water. You have dropped the cell in pure water. You tell me, right? The cell water potential is minus 1100. Outer solution water potential is 0. So who has more water? Who has more water? Water, outer solution does not have any depth. It's 0. That means it's like having plenty of water. It has water. So who's going to give water to whom, people? Outer solution is going to give water to the cell. So what is going to flow into the cell? Water potential is higher in outer solution, lesser in the cell. So water is going to move into the cell. So what will happen to the cell? Cell is going to inflate. When the cell is inflating, people, what will happen to the pressure? Pressure is going to increase or decrease? Pressure is going to increase. So psi p at the starting it's 200. Psi p at the starting is 200. It's definitely is going to increase. We want to find out equilibrium, water potential. Very simple. This type of question, every time when a cell is immersed in a solution, cell final water potential is the outer solution water potential value. Right? This is very important. What is that? Cell final water potential is outer solution water potential. Right? So we'll put cell and solution like that. Cell water potential is the, so water potential of the outer solution. Very simple, right? You have to remember these rules every time when you have a solution and a cell is immersed there. Final water potential of the cell is the water potential of the outer solution. Don't average this type of question pattern. You cannot average. Simply get the water potential of the outer solution as the water potential of the cell. Very simple. So, whatever the water potential value present there, what is the cell water potential at the equilibrium, people? Cell water potential is 0. Cell water potential is 0. Solute potential of the cell, you know, is unchanged. Cell water potential is the outer solution value. What you doesn't know now is the pressure potential. What you doesn't know now is psi p. Psi p. You know psi s. You know water potential, and there is no it is not difficult for you to calculate the psi p. So let's do the calculation. Psi is equal of the cell, is equal psi s of the cell plus psi p of the cell, right? So you know, people, the outer solution water potential is 0, so the cell water potential has to be 0. Cell solute potential is unchanged, 1300. So psi p you can calculate. Psi p is going to be plus 1300. Psi p is plus 1300, my dear. Kilopascal. Kilopascal. Right? It's easy. It's easy. Right? Hope you understood this type of calculation. Right? All the rest of the calculation. Now, you know, this is so important because our practical part depends on this. In practical session also, people, we use this, right, to find water potential of potato tube, alocasia, leaf stalk, petioles, and then people, the royo thing, we use these ideas to find water potential. So what you have to remember now, final water potential of the cell is the outer solution value. Psi s remain unchanged. There is another rule. What is that? Psi s remain unchanged. Psi s remain unchanged. Psi s is not going to change, my dear. Now, this type of questions, people, they can advance these questions by changing the outer solution. They can give you outer solution, right, not pure water, but with some different water potential value. Outer solution, they can give you different solutions. So that makes a different change to these calculations. Sometimes they might give you this outer solution. They might give you an outer solution based on concentration, 0.1 m outer solution. Now you learn earlier when the concentration is given to find the water potential. When the concentration given to find water potential, you learn the method, right? So suppose they say that your outer solution is 0.1 m, and you learn, people, this relationship, concentration is proportional to psi s minus psi s value, right? And then you learn, people, 0.1 m is equal to minus 0.23 megapascal. Therefore, when 0.1 concentration given, you know the psi s. 0.1 m psi s, you know this value now. You know psi s, water potential is equal psi s plus psi p. This psi s value is this much. What is the psi p? This system is open system. What is the psi p value, people? Bindu I, 0. Psi p 0. So water potential is minus 0.23 megapascal. That I did this calculation before and showed you how to find water potential of the solution. Then what you know now, the water potential of the cell is also going to be minus 0.23 megapascal. Why? Because this rule, cell final water potential is the water potential of the solution. Psi s remain unchanged. Psi s remain unchanged. So here I have taken the values in kilopascals. So let's take, people, this psi s value in kilopascal minus 1300 neither. It is 0.13 minus 0.13 megapascal. I think so. Divide by 1000. 1.3 ne. Okay, it doesn't matter. Right? We will go with another different calculation where the values are given. So shall we move to page number 10, question number 18. Page number 10, question number 18. Check that question, people. Page number 10, question number 18. Page number 10, question 18. So let me take that. Let me take that question. Right, page number 18, sorry, page number 10, question number 18, page 10, question 18. That's a very simple question. What they say, people? What they say, you are given a solution, this outer solution water potential is 0, and then you are given a cell, this cell psi s value is 0.7, psi s value is 0.7, psi p 0, psi p is 0. You can find the water potential of the cell if you want, but you don't need that for this calculation. Outer solution, once you immerse the cell here, once you drop the cell here, you know for one thing for sure. What is that, people? Cell water potential is going to be 0. Cell solute potential is 0.7. Therefore, you have to find psi p of the cell is the question. So, you can do the calculation. You can do the calculation. What is your calculation now? Psi is equal psi s plus psi p, I mean for the cell. So, this psi of the cell is 0, psi f s of the cell is 0.7, so psi p minus 0.7. So psi p of the cell is plus 0.7. So easy. Now they can make this question a little tough by giving outer solution a particular value, right? Let me take, people, question number 19. Let me go to question number 19. Sir, Venuk, your Kurunagala. Doesn't matter, I am giving you the data now, right? It doesn't matter, right? I am giving you the values now, right? Maybe. Now, let's take, people, this solution 0.2 m. This solution 0.2 m. You have to find somehow water potential of this solution. You know, psi s value of this 0.2 m you can calculate. How do you calculate? Minus 0.23 divided by 0.1 into 0.2. You learned that calculation before. So outer solution is minus 0.46 megapascal. Is the solute potential value. So you apply it here. Psi s plus psi p. You know this open solution pressure is 0. Then you know people, this outer solution is minus 0.46 megapascal. Outer solution water potential value. So what do you know about that people? Cell water potential, what it has to be now? Cell water potential has to be this value, 0.46 minus. So psi p you have to recalculate. Psi p you have to recalculate. So you can recalculate psi p. What is the water potential value? Minus 0.46 psi s minus 0.7 psi p. Psi p you can recalculate. What is psi p calculation? 0.7 minus 46 kilokN 0.24 plus ned megapascal. Megapascal. Haridlamai. Harined 0.24 megapascal. So simple. Ned. So simple. So that's all for the patterns. That's all the patterns, people, right? That's all the patterns, right? And then you can carefully go through the tute, right? Do the calculations once again, and you will find them, people, easier. Practice make perfection. Ne? You practice more, you can become perfect with this, right? So I want you to go through the tute, do the questions once again, and then if you have further questions, come and talk to me. And in the meantime, I want you to submit the paper, right? Answer the paper, complete it, submit it, right? Our team will mark it and then give you the marks, right? We'll get used to this. This will help you, people, for sure, to improve your marks, right? So then I'll make a move, right? I'll wind up. I'll see you in normal weekend class. Vanakkam. Assalamu alaikum. Bye bye. Good night. See you.